Hi, I'm glad you stopped by. Sunday is marching out against freedom in the name of current events and for the betterment of society. Here is how it's being done. The focus has been changed on the reason why. Words are being twisted out of place and claimed to be something else than what it really is. The following are some of the terms being used. So this is a hashtag, Sunday Special, Work Free Sunday, Keep Sunday Special, a National Family Day. It's actually held September 26th, but this particular year it is on Sunday. Isn't that interesting? Family Day is a public holiday in all these countries: Angola, Israel, South Africa, Uruguay, Vanuatu, Vietnam, the Australian Capital Territory. I don't know what that is. Somebody else may know. Canadian provinces of Alberta, British Columbia, Ontario, Saskatchewan, and coming up, apparently, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia. And here in America, we have Arizona and Nevada. Both have a family day. Arizona's is actually on Sundays. Yeah, that's going to be down here. Songkran in Thailand. There we go. American Family Day, a state holiday in Arizona, has been celebrated on the first Sunday in August since 1978. Family Day is a state holiday in Nevada, celebrated on the day after Thanksgiving. And then we have an International Day of Families. It is on Saturday of this year. And another step in the how this is being done is of the movement to make Sunday the day of rest for all. It is the use and pushing of this term, synchronized free time. You should be hearing this pretty soon, and probably a lot more upfront and in your face. That's right. In the midst of shutting everything down the world over, a part of the plan is Sunday observance. Notice the incrementalism, also known as gradualism, which is the principle or policy of achieving some goal by gradual steps rather than by drastic change. This is where we are. And when the test comes, it may not be a law. I thought that was pretty interesting. So here's what it says. What if an order comes down from the highest voice in the land? And I think everyone knows what that means. An executive type order. You know, in this republic, he is not allowed to make law. He can only sign to endorse. Such orders are not true laws. They are simply instructions from the boss as to how and what his employees should do, but they are not laws, even though they are many times enforced as laws. So here's the question. Might this order be the same as a decree? Here's what God told us. I saw that the two-horned beast that's the United States, had a dragon mouth, and that his power was in his head, and that the decree would go out of his mouth. So this is a very interesting thing because it does not use the term law. So the question is, how will you respond? Notice the fact that in the original authentic testimony, number 6, page 22, it does not say it will be a law. It says it will be a test. The following is from the first vision in the front of the Spalding and McGlynn collection, and God is giving us a preview of the future that now appears so near. Here is what it says. I saw that the nominal churches and nominal Adventists, like Judas, would betray us to the Catholics to obtain their influence to come against the saints. The saints will be an obscure people, but little known to the Catholics. But the church and nominal Adventists will know of our faith and customs and will betray the saints and report them to the Catholics as those who disregard the institution of the Pope. That is, they keep the Sabbath and disregard Sunday. Please keep in mind the wording and the import of what we are reading right now as we go through the rest of this information, because it's going to be critical that you understand what is happening here. God's people are going to be disregarding Sunday. Continuing, then the Catholics bid the Protestants to go forward and issue a decree that all who will not observe the first day of the week instead of the seventh shall be slain, and the Catholics, whose numbers are large, will stand by the Protestants. So this paragraph is actually from after the close of probation, because it is the plagues that triggers a decree, a death decree for the saints. It says the Catholics will give their power to the image of the beast, and then Protestants will work as their mother worked before them to destroy the saints. But before their decrees bring forth or bear fruit, the saints will be delivered by the voice of God. So this is an important point to remember as you are thinking of being fearful. Why is God giving us this information? Because God's kingdom is not built on fear, but He gives us peace and a sound mind. Okay, a warning from God through Ellen, published in the 1851 Christian Experience and Views. And those who will not receive the mark of the beast and his image when the decree goes forth must have decision now to say, nay, we will not regard the institution of the beast. So notice the language here is the same. To disregard is the same as not regard. Okay. The following warning from God is very clear as to exactly what the mark of the beast really is. And it has nothing to do with getting an injection. That has everything to do with faith in God or the lack thereof. And this particular warning is especially important to all SDAs or X, and exceedingly important to understand in the light of the overbearing influence of the counterfeit spirit of prophecy. I saw all that would not receive the mark of the beast and of his image in their foreheads or in their hands, could not buy or sell. I saw that, and we'll get into more of this information later, but not right now. I saw that the number 666 of the image beast was made up, and that it was the beast that had changed the Sabbath, and the image beast had followed on after and kept the popes and not God's Sabbath. And all we were required to do was to give up God's Sabbath and keep the popes, and then we should have the mark of the beast and of his image. So this is really, really critical in this sentence. As we go along, follow this. That, the above information here is the truth. The following excerpts from the counterfeit spirit of prophecy, the lies of Satan, is designed to trap the casual believer. Casualness leads to casualties. It's real important. And so many will not awake to their mistaken attitudes until the noisome and grievous sores arise on their bodies. This is the first plague that is poured out. If you have been skating along thinking all is well, this information should awaken you to your danger and have you up and running to first prove what is said here, and second, execute your duty to share this truth from God to every professing believer you know. So here are the excerpts from the counterfeit. As the siege of Jerusalem by the Roman armies was the signal for flight to the Judean Christians, so the assumption of power on the part of our nation in the decree, notice it's using the same term, it's interesting, the decree enforcing the papal Sabbath will be a warning to us. It will then be time to leave the large cities, preparatory to leaving the smaller ones, for retired homes and secluded places among the mountains. So this is interesting. At the very point in time when God's saints are to stand and be counted, Satan has them leaving the battlefield. So it's important to remember also that there is not going to be any time to be moving your family. Not if you're going to be giving the loud cry. You're going to leave your home. And you're going to go out and spread the loud cry message, which is the last call to get on board the train. So there's not going to be any time to leave the large cities, preparatory to leaving the smaller ones for retired homes and secluded places among the mountains. So this is 1, 2, 3 moves here. 2 moves. Okay, from the large city to the small one, from the small one to retired homes and secluded places among the mountains. This is a lie of Satan. So another item, Dear brother, I will try to answer your question as to what you should do in the case of Sunday laws being enforced. The light given me by the Lord. So this is the lie of Satan right in your face. At a time when we were expecting just such a crisis as you seem to be approaching, was that when the people were moved by power from beneath, how would you ever know that? You know, to enforce Sunday observance, Seventh-day Adventists were to show their wisdom by refraining from their ordinary work on that day, devoting it to missionary effort. Well, that sounds wonderful. I think it was Willie White that thought this up. Willie White went to college and he was involved in all this stuff, and everybody around him, all the church leaders, almost everybody around him they were all writing books. But Willie never wrote even a pamphlet, to my knowledge. Continuing, to defy the Sunday laws will but strengthen in their persecution the religious zealots who are seeking to enforce them. Give them no occasion to call you lawbreakers. Folks, this is the very work of the loud cry which all God's saints will do. And, yeah, you need to sit and think, watch this video again, or stop it and play it back a little bit. Listen to this. Pay attention. This is critical information. This is a lie of Satan. You get out there, and when Sunday is made a test, God, if you are connected with God, if you are right with God, if you are ready, the Holy Ghost is going to drive you out to give that loud cry. Be ready. Get ready. Do whatever you have to do. But, you know, you're going to have to burn the midnight oil if you need to. Make sure you're ready. Here's another one. Whenever it is possible, let religious services be held on Sunday. Make these meetings intensely interesting. So this whole section there, you can go and read it if you like. I recommend that you not read it, actually, because this is a huge problem here with all these lies that sound so wonderful. Here's another one that sounds wonderful. Let the teachers in our schools devote Sunday to missionary effort. I was instructed that they would thus be able to defeat the purposes of the enemy. This is the final game here, folks. Once Sunday is made a test, there is no going back, and there is no time to form your character. There is no time to be moving into the country. There is only one thing left. That's the loud cry, which is going to not last years, okay? It's not going to, this is going to happen quickly. The Revelation, you read a Revelation, Christ says, behold, I come quickly. Yeah, this is going to be a very quick process. That's why there's no time for forming your character. You make sure you form that now. Now is the preparation time. And here's another one. Make no demonstration on Sunday in defiance of the law. This is outrageous. This is all from number 9, Testimonies number 9. Just go there. Check this out, page 235, page 237. says, so when our brethren were threatened with persecution and thrown into perplexity in regard to what they should do, the same advice was given as was given in answer to the question concerning games. I said, employ Sunday in doing missionary work for God. I don't know what the thing is about games here, but that doesn't matter. They're thinking of doing missionary work. Everybody has to get right with God and get your act together with Him. Make sure you are confessing your sins, that they will be blotted out. This is incredible. So we're going to close out this video with original authentic testimony number 6, page 22. That you can see with your eyes and hear with your ears the voice of truth from God. The conflict is between the requirements of God and the requirements of the beast. The first day, a papal institution which directly contradicts the fourth commandment, is yet to be made a test by the two-horned beast. And then the fearful warning from God declares the penalty of bowing to the beast and his image. So the phrase, and then, is an instant point in time. The next phrase, the fearful warning, positively identifies the loud cry. God bless your study.